On the Strip tonight, Golden Knights and the Avalanche meeting for the second time in this preseason. The Golden Knights fell in Denver in their first exhibition game back on Sunday night. Well, for the Golden Knights' younger players, training camp is all about opportunity and trying to fight their way onto this team. Paul Cotter's had a real good camp so far. Had the only goal for Vegas in Denver the other night, and has continued to impress as the camp has gone along. Had a goal in the shootout here earlier this week, and he's in there again tonight, and he's at the bench with Darren.
Paul, you've made some noise in this training camp, but tonight you play your third game with your third different line. How does it change?
Not too much for myself. I think I need to stay consistent, play my game, physical. I have the skill to get the more skilled guys the puck, so I think I just need to keep playing the way I'm playing.
Now some fun. You made some real attention-grabbing moves in the shootout the other night. Looked like you were comfortable with that.
Yeah, I've been pretty comfortable with the shootout since I was a kid, so that's I've been doing that one for a while. So one of my favorite parts of the game, even though it's not often used, but it's fun. Especially in an arena like this, you can do it in. It's awesome.
Have some fun. Good luck.
Thanks.
Dave, his favorite ice time would be being out there with one other person, the goaltender, and nonstop breakaways. Sounds okay.
And not a bad setup at all, Darren. The Golden Knights and the Avalanche preseason action continues, and stay with the big club this year in a crowded goaltending field. Tonight, Thompson and the Golden Knights face the Stanley Cup champs, the Avalanche, in Game 3 of the preseason next. Great to have you with us at T-Mobile Arena tonight. Preseason game number 3 for the Golden Knights as they take on the Colorado Avalanche. Take a look at our goaltending matchups here, brought to you by Desert Dogs Lacrosse. Join the pack. For the Golden Knights, Logan Thompson gets the call, his second start of the preseason, and Alexander Georgiev will go for the Avalanche. Came over from the New York Rangers in a big trade in the offseason after 5 years as primarily the backup in New York. The Golden Knights looking for their first taste of victory during this exhibition season. Fell in Colorado on Sunday. An overtime loss here to the Kings on Monday night. Underway from T-Mobile Arena, and Ben Hutton in his own end. And a bank of the Caden Korczak. Logan O'Connor took it away. Keegan Colasar tips it out. We'll take a look at tonight's lineups. They're brought to you by Pacific West Injury Law. No fee until we win.
Now a few guys playing in their third straight game. Jake Lecision, Jonas Ronberg, and Paul Cotter. Certainly all three of those guys getting a real good look.
Puck held in along the right side by Joshua Jacobs. He'll flip it to the far side boards. Now Keegan Colasar with Paul Cotter joining him on the rush. Cotter breaking wide. He'll take it in behind the Colorado net. A third straight game for Cotter. Third different line he's been on. Zach Whitecloud, shot, score! Tipped in front.
Start.
William Karlsson was there. Got a piece of it. And he tips it by Georgiev. The Golden Knights scoring their first shot for the second straight game.
Oh, what a great play, and it starts in their own end. Coming up, look at the separation. Closer, little drop pass, Cotter. Puck protection around, little bank pass back to the point. And Karlsson's just going to position himself in a heads-up play by Whitecloud. Little shot pass right to the high slot. Karlsson puts his stick in good position and perfectly deflected it. Up top, had Georgiev going to the right and deflects it to the top left corner as the Golden Knights are up 1.
I know you mentioned in our open, Shane, William Karlsson shot a lot of pucks in the offseason. It'll take him any way he can get them. That was a beautiful tip by Georgiev.
And I think it's just important for him to see those pucks go to the back of the net, regardless whether it's a shot, a tip, or whatever, just to build some offensive confidence here in the preseason.
Doesn't take long for the Golden Knights. 53 seconds after the opening faceoff. William Karlsson, his first of the preseason. The Golden Knights have scored 1 goal in each of their previous 2 exhibition games. Looking for a little more offense tonight, and off to a good start. Spencer Smallman trying to split Zach Whitecloud and Lucas Cormier. Whitecloud takes care of that. Michael Amadio to the red line to send it in. And the Golden Knights get over the boards on a change. And a line of Jake Lecision along with Jacob Brabanitz, and Jonas Ronberg hops out for Bruce Cassidy as Thompson will angle the puck over the glass for a whistle. Just about 2 minutes into the game.
Take a look at our keys of the game, brought to you by Hennis and Injury Law. Help is here. Well, quick start with pace. They've been able to do that. Generate offense, up 1-0. So those are the two things Bruce Cassidy talked about this morning. See like his team have a better start and then be more creative. And well, not even 2 minutes in, but certainly off to a better start here are the Golden Knights.
William Karlsson, the early goal. And our first look at Jacob Rabanitz, wearing number 12 of the Golden Knights, a 19-year-old. Bruce Cassidy was saying this morning, a real high hockey IQ. And playing center with Jake Lecision and Jonas Rondbjerg on the wings. Up ice, Alex Bocage for Colorado. Wrist shot out and a pad save by Thompson. Back the other way, Rabanitz. One hands it up ahead for Lecision. Racing into the corner. He'll take it in behind the net. Andreas Englund got a piece of him. Rabanitz looking to move it in front. Bocage intercepts. He'll bank it up the boards to Jason Megna. And the Avalanche on the move. Anton Blidor checking to his Maltsev had the opportunity. He got spun off the play. Ben Hutton tripped up. And a penalty here. So the Golden Knights will get the game's first power play.
Well, Golden Knights.
We have a minor penalty on the play. Colorado number 59. 2 minutes for hooking.
Well, Ben Myers to the penalty box for Colorado. Here's a look at the call as Hutton, great job, jumps up to the plate. You can see the little hook right under the hands of Hutton by Myers. As he gets the stick inside, lifts up, down goes Hutton, and the Golden Knights trying to get the power play going. 0 for 4 last game against the Kings.
And they were 1 for 5 in Colorado Sunday, and Paul Cotter had the goal. And he's on this power play unit along with Karlsson and Amadio. And Cormier up on 1 point. Stevenson playing the other one. Here's Karlsson out top. And Karlsson looking into the middle. Tap and a save. Rebound and a save again. First on Cotter and then by Amadio. The Golden Knights power play brought to you by Auto Nation. Gold rate with a career at Auto Nation. Amadio behind the net. Now Karlsson. Amadio, a little short feed to Cotter, out top Cormier, now to Stevenson. And Chandler Stevenson, a career best season offensively last year. Lucas Cormier, Stevenson walks in a bit, feeds Karlsson. He put it towards the net, and Georgiev got a piece of that. Cormier keeps it in. Karlsson, a little bump along the boards from Sedlak. And allows the Avalanche to get it out.
Also good puck movement, a couple of chances. Cotter with a great chance, and then Karlsson had that centering feed. I think just went off the skate of Amadio in front.
Lucas Cormier to start it out. Put up huge numbers last year in the Quebec League. 33 goals and 82 points last year for Cormier playing his junior season. Out into Brendan Brisson, broken up just inside the blue line. And Hutton will regroup. Colasar wedged out of the play along the far boards by Smallman. But Brisson has it now. Pass back to the line, tipped over the stick of Ben Hutton by Sampo Renta. Brisson able to work his way loose. Colasar down for Brisson. Pass back to Colasar, didn't connect. 15 seconds to go on the Vegas power play. And Megna will play it to the Vegas line. Into the middle, Anton Blidor, a wrist shot blocked over the net by Zach Whitecloud. Megna, pass blocked, offside on Colorado, but that'll put an end to the Vegas power play. They had 2 shots on it.
Oh, both shots, good chances. Here's a look at that play. Karlsson, a little tip by Cotter, then another chance by Amadio in front as Georgiev able to turn both chances away. And another good play after that as Stevenson finds Karlsson. Here's that little pass looking for Amadio in front, went off his skate. So best chances for the Golden Knights coming off that first unit. And there's Karlsson who has the goal for Vegas.
Face off outside the Vegas line. And Brabanitz with Lecision and Rondbjerg on ice. Going by Bischoff and Pahal. And Myers in deep for Colorado, trying to work his way loose. Leaned on by Pahal. Myers spins back the other way. Feeds it out in front. Taken away by Pahal. And now Rondbjerg has it. He'll bank it to neutral ice. Lucas Sedlak plays it back the other way for the Avalanche. Bischoff up the middle. Decision tips it in. And back deep in the Colorado end. Avalanche looking to gain control, and Maltsev will steer it out. Hutton plays it back the other way. Vanden Sompel sends it in for Colorado. And here's Ben Hutton. And a jam it up the wall. Martin Kaut keeps it alive. Oscar Olsson on a strong game against the Golden Knights Sunday in Denver. Kaut plays it back to the line without the skate of England. Colasar looking to break up ice. And a settle a rolling puck. McDonald was back, so was Kaut for the Avalanche. Cotter spins it down for Colasar, and he'll run it around the wall. Stevenson trying to get there. He does, pushing it back for Cormier. Cross now for Korczak. Colasar lays it back off for Cormier. Colasar sends it down a little bit further. McDonald got a piece of him. England behind the Colorado net. That pass didn't connect with Olausen, and an icing on Colorado. The Golden Knights with a 1-0 lead on the William Karlsson goal.
There's a look at Bruce Cassidy, head coach here for the Golden Knights. First season behind the bench. He's liked what he's seen, particularly to the defensive side of things through the first 2 games. And said sometimes the players are just maybe overthinking, trying to adjust to some of the changes he's made to the systems. Now, said wants them to kind of relax, settle in. A lot of these guys have a game now under their belt and can relax, go out and play the game.
They were saying this morning too, Shane, that they look for a little bit of matchups in the preseason. Jack Eichel the other night against Andrei Kopitar. If Jake Lecision's going to play as a shutdown center, how would he fare against somebody like a Kopitar in his line? And they will look for some of that as these games go on. 4 more to go in the preseason after tonight for the Golden Knights. Foudy starts it up ice for Colorado. It rolled off his stick. Cormier and Foudy collide. Cormier comes away with a puck. Ian Whitecloud play catch. Brendan Broussard into the Colorado end. Karlsson keeps it in. Taken back by Vanden Sompel. And now up ice. Ranta plays it in deep. Bischoff snaps it around the wall. Ivan Morozov there. Quinney plays it into the middle. It got taken away down low, but pass down the middle from Smallman got blocked. And Keaton Middleton back together for the Avalanche. They have not landed a shot in only over 5 minutes. They only have 1 for the game. Joshua Jacobs plays to his left, and the Avalanche look to push it up ice. Bocage of the red line, cut off. Well, the Avalanche, Shane, we mentioned winning their 3rd Stanley Cup in team history and their first since 2001 last year. Some very notable deletions from that lineup.
Yeah, Nazem Kadri off to the Flames, Burakovsky off to Seattle. Eaglestorm kind of came in as, depth centerman, 4th line centerman. Of course, Darcy Kemper, the goalie who led them now with the Washington Capitals. Colorado feel they filled that with Georgiev coming in, signing a 3-year contract with the Avalanche.
Darcy Kemper signed himself a nice 5-year deal to go to Washington as a free agent after winning the Cup. Battle behind the Colorado net. Colasar is in the middle of it. Kaut moves it back the other way. Olausen throws it into the Vegas end. Mahal back to get it. Took a little bump from Kaut. Puck loose on the wall. Stevenson looking to move it out. Held in by Vanden Sompel. Now long wrist shot from Middleton. And gloved by Logan Thompson as he hoses for the faceoff.
Well, Logan Thompson's looked really confident and comfortable all through camp, having watched him in his first half game in here tonight. Great job looking around traffic in front, gets to the outside, Falls able to make the glove save. But he's certainly a motivated guy to come in here and trying to grab hold of this opportunity. Certainly built a lot of that confidence last year, playing down the stretch for the Golden Knights.
Final 5 regular season games, 17 of the final 22 for Logan Thompson in net. Golden Knights turn to him, trying to make a late season push for the playoffs. Caden Korczak just blew a tire. Hunt will send it in. It's easy to forget the Golden Knights were in first place at the All-Star break last year. All-Star game, of course, right here at the Fortress. Hunt lets it rip. That missed the net. They get it with another batch of injury after the All-Star game here, and Ended up missing the playoffs by 3 points. Eliminated after game 81. Quinney with a stand and he scores! Oh, Gage Quinney had a bad turnover by Colorado. And Gage Quinney's made it 2-0.
Well, Golden Knights didn't have much going, but puck pursuit. The loose puck. And an Avalanche a little slow to get to it, and it's a bad turnover. I believe Spencer Smallman turns it over. Quinney, pursuit, gets down, steal, and what a shot. Goes up over the left shoulder of Georgiev. And the Golden Knights grab the 2-0 lead.
Gage Quinney, Golden Knights' first shot in 7.5 minutes. Had a dozen goals in 38 games for the Henderson Silver Knights last year. And the Golden Knights, who had 1 goal against Colorado Sunday, 1 against the Kings Monday, already have 2 in less than 11 minutes tonight. White Cloud starts it out. His rink-wide feed got deflected on a play by Bocage. So we will step aside with 9:10 to go in the opening period. Gage Quinney snaps it by Alexander Georgiev to make it 2. Here's a look at Zach Whitecloud. You know, it's funny, Shane, he's still a very young man, but, you know, he's been with the Golden Knights now for, what, parts of the last 4 seasons, 4+ seasons, and talked this morning about how much Nick Holden had such a great impact on him when he was a younger player, trying to kind of let some mistakes go for the good of himself and the team, and now, as you said, Lucas Cormier, for the time being in camp, living with Zach Whitecloud.
And it's so good to hear that, because that's what it takes when you can have somebody, a veteran player that really you can respond to and learn from, and then be able to pass that forward. Is now Whitecloud, you know, learn from Holden, great guy to learn from, a real guy that understood the game. And you're exactly right, young player, you can't let mistakes bother you. It's hard not to. It's probably one of the hardest things mentally to overcome, to kind of brush it away. You don't want it to snowball from 1 mistake to 2, and now he's able to pass some of that along to Cormier, which I think is fantastic.
And Zach Whitecloud and Nick Holden continue to be great friends. They were paired together. They played for Canada, the World Championships last spring. He said we keep running into each other. World Championships, weddings, whatever the case might be. Here's Karlsson behind the Avalanche net. 2-0 Vegas in the first. Karlsson drags it back out to the blue line, then went down. Amadio will regroup in the neutral zone. Got a spin loose from McDonald. And Karlsson sends it in. Andreas Englund with it for the Avalanche. Count being chased down by Lecision. He'll cut the net and feed it off to Olausen. Coming up on 8 minutes to go in the opening period. Puck up the wall for Englund, and he'll dump it in. Thompson moves it off. Here's Brabanitz. And while down on the ice, puck cleared by Rundberg. Into the Vegas zone. Battle for it along the wall. Lecision took a little bump. Smallman trying to fight his way through. Rundberg chips it around for Hutton. Smallman took it away from him. And he'll steer it down a little bit further. Out Jake Bischoff. To get into that game in Colorado on Sunday. His first game action of any kind since March of 2021. Now the puck sent out in front. Short feed from Morenta. Back to get it. Keaton Middleton for the Avalanche. He'll snap it down the dasher. Caden Korzak. Now Ben Hutton. Chandler Stevenson starts it out. 21 goals for Chandler last year. Career high for him. Hutton has it. Now Megna with a steal. He'll move it off to his right for Jacobs. Bocage on the wing. Stopped in his tracks by Hutton. Shots are 4-3 for the Golden Knights. There'll be a week in the training camp tomorrow and already their 3rd preseason game tonight. Stevenson rides Megna out of the play. Korzak moves it up ahead, just out of the reach of Cotter. Megna back on his feet, plays it behind the net. A little backhand feed. Thompson got a piece of it as we check in at ice level with Darren.
You guys were talking about the relationship between Zach Whitecloud and Lucas Cormier. Well, Whitecloud initially downplayed the role of mentor this morning, but then followed up with, I did help him with his license when he ran into a bit of a tight spot. I was there to assist him there. And then followed up again by saying it's a growing process with Lucas Cormier. He likes to pretend he's quiet, but he's not as quiet as he may think. Kind of like you did.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would ever say I'm quiet.
I've never heard
People
that
say,
before.
please be quiet. I've heard that. And you know what the moral of that story is? It's always good to know somebody at the registry. Get the license figured out. That's not a bad thing to have.
He's able to help him out.
Yep. Darren at ice level tonight. Ashley Bisbee hosting. We've dramatically upgraded the hosting position for this game. It's White Cloud. Cormier loses it. Sedlak. They're taking it behind the Vegas net. And feed it back out to the line. McDonald, a one-timer, blocked in front. He could hit his own man, O'Connor. He did. He's slow to get up. Quinney stopped in his tracks by McDonald. And now Brisson will hustle back. Pahal up ahead for Brendan Brisson. His second preseason game. He'll send it in. Middleton on it for the Avalanche. Here's Kaut. Leaned on by Carlson. And Braden Pahal with it. Carlson backhands it out to neutral ice. Howden trying to get to the loose puck. Back the other way comes Olausen for Colorado. Kaut sends it in a little bit further. Battle for it in the corner. Pahal and Bischoff there for Vegas. Carlson digs out of the pack. Amadio chips it out. Now back on it. Mikhail Maltsev wires it in. Hutton swinging around for Pahal. Howden with a collision. Jacobs. Smallman keeps it in, trying to cut to the inside. Shot got partially blocked wide of the net by Hutton. Smallman in deep. Feeds it back to the line for Hunt. Cross for Jacobs. Wrist shot blocked to the corner. Booty trying to swing it along the right side. Throws it towards the net. They get kicked to the far side boards. Brad Hunt pinching in. Pahal tried to run it up the boards. Instead, Hunt blocked it with his shin pads. Hunt for Amadio, and he'll backhand it out.
Oh, Golden Knights getting hemmed in their own zone. Do a good job really protecting the middle of the ice, but eventually able to clear it out and get a change.
And now Jacobs backhands it in, and he'll head off. Borzak back on it. Under a little bit of pressure. Bocage trying to take it away from him. Ravanit sidesteps a hit. Bocage gets it back. Wrist shot and a save made by Thompson. Able to cover and win the glove. The Golden Knights on the strip. Up by 2. Without a shot.
Been very accurate.
4 shots tonight, 2 goals. They've made the most of their chances.
Yeah, a ton of shots last game with just 1 goal, and so far 2 goals here on just those 4 shots on goal.
Here's Megna dropping it back for McDonald. His shot and a pad save by Thompson through some traffic. Englund shovels to the corner. Brabanitz up the wall. Ronberg trying to spin loose from Bocage. Englund another wrist shot, and Thompson with a blocker save. Megna in the corner, watched by White Cloud. Backhands it off to McDonald. Englund again, wristing it off the end board. Thompson looking to cover. Puck loose to Lecision. Turned it over, didn't get it out. Megna keeps it alive. Cormier behind the net. White Cloud works it loose. Lecision under some heat. This time able to lay it back off for White Cloud. And Cormier for Brabanitz. And the sample on it for Colorado. Englund up ahead. Logan O'Connor into the zone. His shot steered away by Logan Thompson. Under 2.5 to go in the first. Stevenson couldn't settle a rolling puck. Paul Cotter has it now. His shot. And Georgiev loves that chance. He'll hold it.
Middleton and Kolasar a little pushing, shoving right in front of the Avalanche net. There's Paul Connor finally able to put one towards the net. Looked like Stevenson had a rush. Good job, Connor. Just kind of a no-look shot as he cuts across the middle. Easy save for Georgiev. Of course, Paul Connor's had a Great start to camp, scored in the first game, scored in a shootout goal last game. And he said this morning, he said that's his dream. He just loves shootouts. His dream is just be on the ice and continue his shootouts. Made a great little fake between the legs and went to the backhand.
There's Korzak. He'll feed it around the net for Stevenson. And a pull loose from Maltsev. Korzak. Short feed for Hutton. And he risks that wide of the net. Stevenson will keep it in. Pass intercepted by Hunt. Up ahead from Arden. Count down the wing. His shot went up over the net. And out of play. With a minute 51 to go in the period. You know, Bruce Cassidy was asked this morning, Shane, about when would you start to like to get your lineup looking like your opening night lineup. He said, well, look, you know, we get another game Friday. Team's going to go away to Montana for some team building over the weekend. Maybe you get into next week. Next Tuesday, another exhibition game, and then they finish Salt Lake City and Boise.
Well, I think you have to have a pretty good idea, pretty good look at your team, you know, starting Tuesday. You only got 3 preseason games remaining to kind of figure out the spots. You know, you'll cut it down. There'll still be some competition, but, you know, he wants to get his group together so he can work with them and get ready for that opening game.
Expect Mark Stone to play in one of the next 2.
Real good sign. He's progressed well through camp, and yeah, next one for him is to play a game and then see how he feels after.
And it, you know, Bruce Cassidy said it could either be Friday or next Tuesday. We'll carry out the rest of this week. We'll reevaluate. Carlson behind his own net. Be 3 down and 4 left for the Golden Knights in their preseason schedule after tonight. Bischoff up the wall for Howden. Takes a little bump from Middleton, but able to maintain the puck. And out Bischoff for Pahal, and out of the zone, Carlson. Waiting for Howden. Howden wedged out of play by Middleton, but able to drop it off to Carlson. Matteo into the corner. He got knocked down by Bleed. Matteo gets it back, trying to feed it to Carlson, but Megna was there in the coverage down low. And the sample up ice for Colorado, and Bocage sends it in. And the sample cut off by Whitecloud. And Whitecloud gets it back up the boards for Matteo. 35 seconds in the clock running in the first as Matteo gains the red line and sends it in. So McDonald back on it for the Avalanche. Puck down the glass. Morozov will chip it for Korzak. Brisson on the wing. They got cut off by England. Out top it's O'Connor in the final dozen seconds. O'Connor able to keep it in. Quinney has it. A little bit of room to operate. Now Hutton. Just inside the Avalanche end, and that's it. First period is over with the Golden Knights leading it 2-0.
Well, good start for Vegas. Seemed after that second goal, they kind of got a little sloppy, choppy there in the neutral zone, but they have the 2-0 lead. Carlson with a goal, and Gage Quinney as they'll get set for period number 2.
Shots on goal in the first, 8-5 in favor of the Avalanche. Coming up in the intermission report, brought to you by Westgate Las Vegas. Good teams win, great teams cover. Darren will be downstairs. He'll chat with one of the goal scorers, William Karlsson, and then Ashley and Taryn Elliott will take you through highlights and stats from our first intermission at the Fortress tonight. Now the Golden Knights get off to...
Welcome to the first intermission report brought to you by Westgate Las Vegas. Good teams win, great teams cover. Guess they'll let anyone in the booth these days because here I am as the Golden Knights lead at 2-0, but don't worry, we have some good reinforcement here. My old pal, Darren Elliott, DE. Bruce Cassidy said this morning that what he was really looking for is just for everyone to look comfortable and to be able to come in with a strong, energetic start. I'd say they did that.
Yeah, they really got what they wanted up ice early on. So that hasn't been there. It was in the first period. The one other thing that has been there, they didn't give up much. When they spent time in their own zone, it was all to the outside. Nothing really dangerous.
Of course, it all started 53 seconds in with a tip from William Karlsson, and he's downstairs with Darren Millard.
William, we talked the other day. I said, anything you look forward to this year? He said, score some more points. That's a good start.
Yeah, nice heads-up play by Whitey. I just presented my stick, and he hit it.
When that type of play develops, are you talking to him? Is he looking at you? What's the communication?
Yeah, I give a little shout. But But I think most is on him. He has his heads up and sees the stick, sees the blade, and he puts it there. Great speed on it, and yeah, I just have to put it there.
Interesting line that you're skating with right now with 3 center. Does that pose any added advantages or challenges?
No, I don't think so. I think any of us can play any position, so it's not a worry.
Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Haircut's already paying off, Ashley. By the way, don't steal Dave's pen up there. He gets really mad.
Uh-oh, Darren. Too late for that, but he mentioned Wild Bill's haircut. Have you seen it? Is this the first time you've seen it? It's the first time we're showing it on TV.
It's pretty sharp.
Pretty sharp. Maybe that helped with a tip in there, but what you pointed out as we were watching this game is that it really all started with the work of Paul Cotter, something that we've seen consistently.
He's having a tremendous camp, and this is what you want to do. He holds the puck there, but one of the things, look where he ends up. He goes straight to the front of the net. After he made the pass back to the point, he went to the front of the net, so there was a double stack. Yeah, he didn't score the goal, but he made it happen. So Paul Cotter was really effective throughout this. This is the last shift of the first period for him. Gets a shot on goal, and then he actually then in turn back-checked very aggressively through the neutral zone. So making a name for himself, making a case for himself.
Now, consistency is what Bruce Cassidy wanted to see. Now here we are, one period into his third game of the preseason. We're seeing it still, but we're seeing the first goal from Gage Quinney this preseason.
Yeah, Gage Quinney can score. I mean, he's really had some health issues the last couple of seasons with COVID, but here it's just a real smart play. Takes the inside lane. It's a terrible gaffe by the defenseman, but Gage Quinney, smart, and then he can finish. 12 goals in 38 games last year for Henderson. He played some games a couple years ago with DGK. He's now trying to reestablish his place in that pecking order. Who's the next call-up when there's going to be injuries during the season?
Who is the next call-up? We're in that evaluation stage. That's what we're going to talk about when we come back. 53 seconds in, it was William Karlsson to put the Golden Knights up 1-0. Now it's 2-0. We'll be right back.
Show the world what.
Here in Vegas, welcome back inside. Ashley Weiss with Darren Elliott. Darren, something that we're going to continue to hear over the next couple weeks is it's just preseason, right? And that is true,
right,
but there is still purpose behind it. And Bruce Cassidy said yesterday he takes off that results cap at times and puts on the evaluation cap. Given the youth in the lineup tonight, I would be thinking that it's that evaluation hat he's wearing tonight.
Yeah, it's evaluation. They want to see what these guys can bring consistently, as you mentioned, Ashley. But there's competition baked into this too, like your teammates, your line mates. But it's like, yeah, but look at me first. Look what I can do, because you want to make a case that you'll be that first call-up. Because are there really jobs available? It doesn't really look like it when you look at the roster. But there's always going to be injuries. There's always going to be opportunity based on what you do in these games.
And they clearly want to get a good look at 3 guys, Jake Leschyshyn, Paul Cotter, and Jonas Rondbjerg, because they've played them in all 3 preseason games so far. It can't be a coincidence.
No, it can't be. Like Rondbjerg and Leschyshyn, they got into games last year probably way more than they thought they ever would. Paul Cotter is right there next, and he's a bigger, heavier player. What I liked about his first period is the fact that he really seems to instinctually go straight to the net. It's not like he plays on the perimeter. He plays on the inside. Vegas Golden Knights need more guys like that. So he's trying to carve out a niche for himself.
So that's the competition we maybe didn't know was coming, but the competition that we knew was going to be a part of this preseason is goaltending. And for the first time in the preseason, Logan Thompson gets his whole entire first start. He's going to play the full 60 minutes. But here's a look at the goaltending competition that we're approaching here.
Yeah, you have 4. You have a committee. Somebody has to chair that committee. Logan Thompson wants to be that guy. I think he has the upper hand because of his finish last season. And he's come into camp and he's been excellent. You heard Dave and Shane talk about it. I mean, it wasn't a lot of work. The defense has been good in front of him, like we talked about. But in traffic, look, he's very calm, composed. He doesn't get himself out of position. He might have been a little overactive when he came into the league last year. Not so much. He's been a quick study. He's done exactly what he wanted to do. He's like, hey, coach, I haven't dropped off from last season. I'm actually ready to take the next step and be that guy. And they need someone to from the group of 4.
You know, Bruce Cassidy made a comment that I really liked. He said this might be the best chance that any of these guys have to walk up and grab the starting goaltending position. So it's fun for them, too. It's a good opportunity.
It is. And you don't get that opportunity often in pro sports. You've got guys who all play in the National Hockey League. Michael Hutchinson got the most experience, but he's never established himself at anything beyond a backup. The other guys have tried. Warren Boissois, mostly backup. Aiden Hill, he's kind of trying. He's had like 70 starts-ish in the NHL, so nobody's ever broken up from the pack. Now they are one pack. Who's going to be the leader?
Who is it going to be? We know that it's going to be Logan Thompson, though, for the next 40 minutes. We'll give you the stats and the numbers for the first 20 minutes when we come back. How about that goal change, Aaron?
Golden Knights at home on the Strip, leading the Colorado Avalanche 2-0 after one period in preseason game number 3 as the teams come back for the second period. You know, it's, I don't know, Shane, sometimes, I don't know if you have ESP, I'm not sure what they call it, but you did talk a lot about William Karlsson in our open tonight, and he had a good first period.
Oh, we talked about him wanting, working on his shot, wanting to improve the offensive numbers this year, and scores the first goal of the game, and I think it's good for his confidence to do it, and real good job, just that line. Connor gets it back. Good positioning by Karlsson in the high slot. Nice little deflection to the top corner off a great play by Zach Whitecloud. And then after that on the power play, had a couple of good plays, a little high tip to Connor in the slot, and then it takes the feed from Stevenson trying to set up a Matteo in front. So good to see William Karlsson make some plays offensively. Said the Golden Knights were trying to build on their offense. They got 2 goals. They didn't generate a whole bunch of chances, but quality ones as they're able to cash in on 2 of those 5 shots.
Avalanche had 8 shots on Logan Thompson. Gates 20 added to the lead later in the period. Took advantage of a turnover by Spencer Smallman of Colorado. And Gates 20 and the Golden Knights leading it 2-0 as we hit the second period at the Fortress. The Stevenson along with Cotter and Kolasar to start it out with Hutton and Korzak on defense. Stevenson inside his own end. Hutton playing it up ahead of Cotter, and he'll tip it out. Now Myers throws it in. Logan Thompson expected to go the distance tonight. Puck in neutral ice. And hand pass will stop play as Myers picked it up. And a whistle here early on in the period. As we look at Logan Thompson, Shane said there is a job there for the winning in training camp. And Logan Thompson has been sharp so far in the game action he's played.
Oh, he really is. And I think it led up to that. He put in the work this summer. He looked really good through those first 3 days of camp. And it's not like he's built up. He's been good since day one. He's a guy that's come in motivated to grab hold of that opportunity and that job that's available.
He and Aaron. Out inside his own end. Cormier starts it out with some open ice. Pulls up and feeds it for Chandler Stevenson. Now Howden's pass blocked. Stevenson behind the net. Curls back up the wall, and Ben Hutton out high for Whitecloud. Driving in a little bit further. Headshot off the post on the short side. Zach Whitecloud almost for the Golden Knights, up by 3. William Karlsson feeding it back to Whitecloud. William Karlsson into the offensive zone. A pad save. Georgiev rebound score. Michael Matteo on the rebound. Golden Knights have a 3-goal lead early in the second.
Good transition by the Golden Knights. Whitecloud took the pass. Karlsson does a good job giving him an option. Opens up for the pass and puck to the net. And watch Matteo. He's going to get inside position. Gets to that puck. Real good job by him winning the battle against Sedlick. And he beats Georgiev to the glove side. 3-0 Vegas.
And William Karlsson with a goal and an assist. Michael Matteo at 2:05. Goal coming in the 4-on-4 situation. And with a steal, Amadio, he'll shovel it out. Michael Amadio last year at the career high 11 goals. He had 16 for his career prior to last season. Hunt for O'Connor. He'll send it in behind Hutton. Korczak back to play it. Now Hutton spins loose. Be an abbreviated power play now for the Avalanche for 15 seconds. Maltsev out of the box for them. Well, Zach Whitecloud, a couple of helpers, had the secondary assist on the Amadio goal. That's it for the Connor penalty and back to 5-on-5. Golden Knights with 3 goals on 8 shots in the game. Lee driving in. Took a pretty good hit from Bahal in the corner. Ronbeard starts it out. Trying to fight through some traffic. And to Sample. Middleton up the wall from Megna. Zips it across to Bocage. His shot turned away by Thompson. Englund keeps it in. Now here's Ronbeard on the wall, battling along with Megna. Middleton along wrist shot. Thompson steers that away. For Bennett, for Ronbeard. And count back on it. Shovels it across for Englund. Nearly 4 minutes gone in the second. Golden Knights with 3 different goal scorers. Carlson and Quinney in the first. Amadio in the second. In front, Morozov couldn't quite handle the pass from Quinney. Maltsev up the wall, but not out. Brisson with a steal. Morozov trying to spin loose from Middleton. Cormier across for Whitecloud. Softly runs it down the wall. And Middleton will take it back. Morozov regroups. Now Whitecloud on a little bit of heat from Maltsev. Puck held in by Olausen, but Whitecloud able to squeeze him. And Cotter with possession for the Golden Knights. Hunt snaps it up ahead. Cotter regroups.
Nice play by Cotter getting on the defensive side.
With a steal, Hunt trying to shift around Korczak. Centering pass blocked away by Korczak. Foudy behind the net. Leaves it off for Hunt. And now Smallman. Towards Olausen, but it jumped away from him. All the way down to Georgiev. Jean-Luc Foudy has it for the Avalanche. Golden Knights with some fresh bodies over the boards. And Hutton behind the Vegas goal. Up the boards and out. Foudy right back in, but offside. And a face-off coming in the neutral zone. Vegas up 3-zip in the second, and here's Darren.
Guys, just picking up on the conversation you had regarding Mark Stone in the first period. I had a chance to talk to him today. And he ditched that red non-contact jersey this week. He told me nothing's really changed in the back from the start of camp, but they wanted to be overly cautious. A lot of battle drills taking place in training camp, a lot of kids trying to catch the coach's attention. You don't want somebody throwing a hit at the wrong time to the wrong person. You put him in a non-contact jersey, you take that out of play. Now the numbers are reduced. He can go back to the regular sweater. He looks good, feels good. He's looking forward to playing in the game.
Yeah, Darren, he said the other day the back is fine. He said the rest of his body's killing him.
You got to get used to camp. The legs, the groins, the hamstrings get a little sore from those first few skates. But yeah, certainly good news. Mark Stone, the captain, dealing with that last year. Got it taken care of and feels great. It's just a matter now of this is a time you don't want to push it too hard. I think now they'll start to elevate it, get him in some games, and see how he feels after that. So right now, great news on the captain here of the Golden Knights, Mark Stone.
His relief seemed like more than anything else. Get the surgery, get it done on the road to recovery, and the Golden Knights ready to get their captain back. O'Connor starts it out. He'll feed it in behind Cormier. Whitecloud coming over. The pass into the middle, taken away by Carlson, who lost an edge, but picked up by Cormier, and here he goes. Cormier with a wrist shot, blocked by Middleton. And O'Connor banks it out.
He can fly, Cormier. He certainly gets up that ice in a hurry.
Matteo flips it in. Middleton will started from deep in his own territory, up ahead of Kaut. Flips it into the middle of the ice. Amadio waits for Houghton to get onside. Shovels it around the net. Lecision. And a spin off of Middleton. Leads it to Whitecloud. Long wrist shot. Bad save, Georgiev. Rebound swept out of danger by Middleton. Here's Brabenitz. Ronbjerg stopped in his tracks by Middleton. A pile up in the corner. Puck pops loose from Myers. And now Kaut. Martin Kaut was a high pick of the Avalanche first rounder in the 2018 draft. He played 20 games for the Avalanche since then. Middleton up the glass. Brabenitz waiting for it. Feeds it into the middle. Lecision stopped in front. Middleton with a big block. Now Lecision feeds it in the middle. They get blocked away by Jacobs. Middleton up the wall. Megna deflects it. And now the Avalanche get it out as Myers sends it in.
Just couldn't get to that loose puck right between the hash marks.
Smallman in deep. Give it a sneak by Pahal and beat it off to England. A long wrist shot and a can of corn for Thompson.
Had a good camp. It's such a work ethic to his game. He's smart. He's always on the right side of the puck defensively. Good stick. Hard on the forecheck. A ton of energy to his game, and certainly had a great season last year. Ability to play 41 games with the Golden Knights.
Mentioned the Avalanche winning their third Stanley Cup in team history. Their first game in 1996. Big Stat Curtis, big part of that Colorado Stanley Cup team. They won it their first season, moving from Quebec City to Denver. England will play it out for the Avalanche. Now here's Hutton for Morozov, and he'll send it in. McDonald back to get it. Went off the stick of Foudy. Brisson now, a little feed behind the net for Morozov. McDonald closed on him right away and takes it away, but it's held in by Hutton, who walks the blue line. Hutton looking, shot him, a save made by Georgiev. And Hutton created himself a pretty good chance.
Oh, good job by Hutton. Couple of times there, just not leaving the blue line too early. Allows them to keep possession, holds the line, and then it's so important defense to get your feet moving, head up. Able can see everybody kind of collapses, so that allows them to walk down, get a good shot on goal as Georgiev makes the save. A little busier period for Georgiev. Just 5 shots in that first, 6 already here, just about not quite halfway through period number 2.
Georgiev coming over from the Rangers in the offseason. Signed a 3-year contract extension with Colorado. Puck to the corner, and now Cormier behind his own goal. Rolls back from Maltsev. Whitecloud snaps it out. Jacobs back to get it. Maltsev moving it off from Okaj. A stutter step move on Cormier. Curls back, leaves it off for Jacobs, who'll take it behind the net. Out of the point, Hunt lets it fly, and Thompson get a piece of that. Cormier up ahead for Cotter. A little redirect for Kolasar. Drags it up ice and backhands it in. Stevenson to the corner with Hunt. Whitecloud. Braden Pahal looking backdoor. Cotter scores! Nice look, Braden Pahal to Paul Cotter. And 4-0 Golden Knights.
So important to get in on the forecheck, get puck recovery, get possession. That's what happens with Stevenson. Good job in the corner to the point, and then Cotter's just going to beat his man off the wall, and a great pass by Pahal. Recognized Cotter cutting to the back door, wide open. You can see Cotter just adjusts his body, drops down to one knee to make sure he can get a good deflection on a great play by Pahal. And the Golden Knights grab the 4-0 lead.
Second of the season, preseason for Paul Cotter. Third assist of the night for Zach Whitecloud. Amadio broken up on the way to the net by Megna. On right for the crease, and Middleton cleared out of danger. There's Amadio behind the net. And a feed up back to Bischoff. Carlson banks it out to the line. Bischoff looking. That wrist shot blocked over the glass. Now the Golden Knights' chances for more already up by 4.
A lot more jump here in the second period. And nice pass. Howden finds Amadio, but good back check just in time. It's knocked away from Amadio before he could put it towards the goal. Georgiev's been certainly more under siege. It was quiet first for him, but Vegas able to find another two past him here in period number 2.
The Golden Knights have scored twice, also hit a post. Zach Whitecloud earlier in the period. O'Connor with both of his goals in the preseason against the Avalanche, had the only goal in Denver on Sunday. A real nice look from Braden Bahal to set it up. Hutton feeds it around for Amadio. Pass out in front, just out of the reach of William Karlsson. Amadio keeps it in. Now the puck pinballs to center ice to Caden Korzak. And Hutton retreating. Nearly halfway through the game at T-Mobile Arena, the Golden Knights scored 2 in the first. They've added 2 more in the second. Howden down the wing. Rolls up against McDonald. And leaves it off for Amadio. Now Hutton with a wrist shot, blocked by O'Connor. Puck stays in the zone. McDonald trying to fend off Brabanets. Lecision in the battle. Along with Sedlak. O'Connor pulls it out of there and flips it out. And Korzak with a lead pass on the money to Brabanets. Pass it in the middle is behind Lecision. Myers has it. Now Kaut. Foodie streaking down the wing. Puts it across the slot. Rundberg looking to get it out, but Hunt keeps it alive for the Avalanche. Here's Cormier. Turned it over. Puck held in out high by Ranta. Foodie spins loose. Cycles it around the net. Myers with it now. Long drive from Middleton. Missed wide left. And Lecision can't get it out. Jacobs pinching in to keep it in along the wall. Try to work it free along the far side. No one with it yet.
You hear the ref trying to say, let's go, move it, but eventually there's the whistle.
So they'll stop play with 8.5 to go now.
Golden Knights with a preseason high number of goals. Could have been even more had Ben Hutton been able to find the back of the net. He's tweaked his stick in this offseason. The curve, the lie stayed the same, but he's altered the kick point from the middle of the stick to down low. Says it helps his one-timer a lot more pop. Vegas Golden Knights led the NHL in points by defensemen 2 years ago, 17th last year. Ben Hutton trying to get them back to the top.
Darren, what kind of kick point did Shane have?
We didn't have sticks.
Towards the knob. Towards the knob. Yeah.
Wood sticks did not have a kick point.
Piece of lumber as Georgiev covers. Darren loves that stuff.
Oh, he does. He
Kick
just
points,
loves
the lie,
He doesn't know what it means, but he loves it. Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
You guys, it's deep research over here.
Obviously.
All right. But the one-timer, that like Shane, your one-timer was lethal.
Without a kick point.
Yeah.
Imagine what it would be now.
Deep research. Also a lot of free time on his hands. Puck in neutral ice. And Bocage will gain the line. Pulls up along the boards. Golden Knights have dominated in the face-off circle tonight. Won 20 of 25 draws. Quinney blocks the pass on the far wall back to neutral ice. Olausen tried to thread the needle. Brisson dashing in. Morozov back to Brisson. Put it on net from a sharp angle. Georgiev had the whole title on that short side post. And a whistle here in the Colorado end. 4-0 Vegas in the second. Fans, you can start your day the Vegas way with Good Morning Las Vegas. Join Justin and Kalina for the latest headlines. And you can trust Justin Bruce for your forecast as well. And Zora has your traffic report. Good Morning Las Vegas. Only on 13 Action News. Offensive zone draw for the Golden Knights. McDonald up the ball. And now lead pass for Megna. Sends it in behind the net. Rondbjerg on it. And Borzak will send it around the wall. Hunting up the boards for Babanets, who sends it out. They've got Lecision, Ronberg, and Cotter. All 3 for 3 in terms of exhibition games so far for the Golden Knights. They played at all of them. Battling for a roster spot. Borzak swings it around the wall, tailed in by England. Back to get it. Borzak again. A wrist shot from the wing. Getting a chance from Bleed. Deflected up into the protective netting. Okay, Thompson got a piece of that with under 7 to go in the period.
Sure, look at Bleed. Spent some time with the Boston Bruins. Avalanche trying to get something going here offensively. And we mentioned earlier, they're missing a few of those offensive players.
None of them have played, right?
No.
McKinnon, Makar, Rantanen. Understandably so.
Short summer.
Yeah, real quick, right? Real quick turnaround. Good problem to have, but it is a quick turnaround. Stevenson up ice. Drops it back for Whitecloud. And he'll send it across to Stevenson. A little redirect attempted. And at the heel of it, Cotter. Now Stevenson in the corner. Puck pops into the middle, and Kolasar hauled in, and a save, rebound, scored. Did play through Georgiev. Keegan Kolasar had the initial chance, and it leaked through Georgiev. The Golden Knights are up by a handful.
Another goal off pressure on the forecheck. Cotter's going to make the play, kind of loses his footing, and then Stevenson get it. Cotter gets his stick in the right lane, deflects that puck right to Kolasar. Looks like it goes under Georgiev, and it kind of catches something or someone on the way to the net as it goes through. I think it might have been the skate of the defenseman Brad Hunt in front, who's Cotter there. Tough to tell from that angle.
13:30 mark of the second period. Now Carlson misses the net with a wrist shot.
It was either off Hunt or Cotter's. One of those two players were in front.
He said Cotter helped create the turnover. Got a piece of the pass from Jacobs. Carlson pushes it back. Cormier looking. His shot missed the net. Carlson out top. Stevenson for Howden. Carlson straight away. They'll snap it in a little further for Whitecloud. Now Carlson sends it in cross corner for Amadio. Laying it off for Howden. Rolls back out top. And Cormier back to get it. Amadio out high. His shot on the glove save by Georgiev. He'll hold it. 5.5 minutes to go in the second, and the Golden Knights continue to fill the net. The 5th tonight, of course, coming off winning the Stanley Cup last season. Some key members of that team probably not going to be ready to start this season. Gabe Landeskog, of course, he had knee surgery last March, came back, missed the rest of the regular year, came back for the playoffs. Val Nichushkin as well signed a big 8-year extension in July.
Yeah, Nichushkin, what a season he had, and a playoffs for the Avalanche. Certainly they'll miss their captain and Nichushkin to start off the season.
Hey, you talk about the quick turnaround after you win it. I think it makes it even more impressive what the Tampa Bay Lightning have done the last 3 years. Back-to-back cups, the hunger to try to three-peat, and pushing the Avalanche to 6 games, trying to win 3 in a row last spring.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, yeah, it's hard to explain how incredible it is to be able to do that. And, credit to John Cooper and his staff for, finding ways to get the team going. It's tough. Usually there's a slow start to the season and they pick it up, but it's kept them motivated.
It's inside the Avalanche end. Brabanet's looking to play it. Lecision will sweep it in deep. Andreas Englund on it for the Avalanche. Maltsev got a piece of that on the tip in. Hutton around the wall for Brisson. McDonald closing on him. Now Korzak sweeps it out. And this will be an icing call. on the Golden Knights. 4:27 to go in the period. So the Golden Knights just about a week into training camp. Most of this group has been skating for about a month anyway.
Yeah.
Month plus in City National Arena. There's captain's practices and getting themselves ready to go for another season.
Oh, now it's just a matter of getting all those veteran players one game. You know, when we talked about Stone a lot, Alec Martinez, another guy they want to get on the ice.
Alec Martinez, who tweaked something earlier in camp. Yet to see any preseason action. They'll be get Mark Stone in one of these next couple of games at T-Mobile. Korczak up the boards and out. And another icing on the Golden Knights. Just over 4 minutes to go now in the period. I mentioned Will Carrier out for the rest of this week anyway. And still no Nick Hague. Remains unsigned.
Yeah.
So.
Well, certainly for those guys, it sounds like it's just, you know, minor managing some not hard injuries, but, you know, now's the time here early in preseason. Give them an extra day or two if they need to make sure 100%. The goal is to be ready for October 11th.
Puck out of play, and you've been in this position, Shane. I'm sure you know you're trying to make a team out of camp.
Yeah.
You look at a roster. You know there might be a spot on the back end, might be a spot up front, injuries, players unsigned, whatever the case may be, opportunities. Paul Cotter's trying to take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah.
A defenseman trying to take advantage.
Well, you need to. There's Nick Hague out. You're looking at it. If you're one of the guys, that should be it. You have motivation to come in anyways. You want to give them a reason to make you stick around, to make you play, to continue to play. And, you know, when you see those type of things that are on an organization, you want to make the most of it. And right now, Keegan Kolesar is going to go to the penalty box.
First penalty for Kolesar today. Second power play for the Avalanche.
Hooking.
Their first one was a brief one earlier in the period. Kolesar for the hook.
Yeah, it's right off the draw. Kolesar trying to get to the puck. He's going to get the stick right into the hands of O'Connor. And pretty clear-cut definition of the penalty is the Avalanche, as you mentioned, their second power play, but first real power play of this game.
Colorado trying to cut into this 5-goal lead the Golden Knights have. 5 different goal scorers for the VGK. Carlson and Quinney in the first. Matty O'Connor and Kolesar in the second. Scoring chances in the period have been 9-0 for the Golden Knights. Here's Bocage looking at wrist shot blocked. And now back to get it, Jacob McDonald. He'll start it out. Magna knifing his way through. Wrist shot blocked to the backboards. Foodie in behind the net. O'Connor comes away with it. Here's Bocage. For McDonald. In the middle, O'Connor lets it rip and missed the net. Bocage for McDonald. And around the horn for Foodie. Pass it in the middle, intended for O'Connor. Good work by Lecision without a stick.
Well, use whatever you can, and Lecision able to dive forward, knock that out with his hand. Or arm, whatever it takes.
Foodie back to get it. Here's Alex Bocage, a game-high 4 shots for him. Maltsev plays it a little further. Howden rips it around, but not out. Foodie keeps it in. A battle for it on the far corner now. Korczak, Maltsev, among others. A haul in there. Ranka trying to dig it out. And it pops loose for Quinney. And a poke checked away right away by Hunt. And the Golden Knights will start it out. The Hall leaves it off for Howden. Cuts it in the middle. Feeds it backside. It's Quinney.
A real smart play by Bahal, back just inside the Golden Knights end. Recognized, didn't need to clear it, had time and able to make a play.
Final 10 seconds of the power play for the Avalanche. Kaut racing up ice. Wrist shot and a save made by Thompson.
What I like about Thompson's game is, think of all the rebounds. Pretty much everything's been pushed to the corner in this game.
And that shot he just turned away as Connor breaks in, put it right through the crease. Another burst of speed by Paul Cotter. That save a moment ago by Thompson, the only shot of the power play for the Avalanche. Magna into the offensive zone, trying to get around White Cloud. Now Cotter. Middleton pinching in, throws it on goal, and Thompson able to angle that to the far side. Puck loose along the corner. White Cloud bearing down on Smallman. Cormier will turn it up ice for Vegas. Kolasar. Cotter sends it in. Anton Bleed along the wing. He spent the last 7 years a member of the Boston Bruins organization. Did Anton Bleed. Now in front, Korczak scores! Caden Korczak goes far corner on Georgiev. The 6th different goal scorer for the Golden Knights.
Traffic in front, a little bit of a play, but a little hesitation by Korczak. But it's good job Kolasar switching sides with the puck, and there's the pass. There's the play by Korczak. Great patience by him. Right in the high slot, above the hash, right, a little fake. That allows him to find that clear lane, and of course some traffic in front as Kolasar heading to the front, and he beats Georgiev low blocker side. Korczak, as the Golden Knights have a half dozen on the board.
Caden Korczak made his NHL debut last season on the 1st of February against Buffalo. Second round pick for the VGK in the 2019 draft. Quinney and Kolasar the assists. And the Golden Knights pouring it on in the second period. Through center. Olausen into the zone. And here is Korczak. 400. Time ticking away in the second. Brisson backhands it in. The second period comes to a close. And the Golden Knights scored 4 times to up their lead to 6.
Well, they've been looking for goals. They've found them. 6 goals here through 40 minutes of play for the Golden Knights. Been able to spread it around and see what they have here for the final 20 minutes of play.
The Golden Knights with a 6-0 lead after 2. Coming up on the intermission report, brought to you by Demopolis Injury Law, Nevada's legal elite. Darren will chat with Zach Whitecloud. Gary Lawless stops by, and he'll join Ashley for Lawless in Order. Now the Golden Knights had 2 on the board in the first, and they added 4 more in the second. Matteo, Cotter, Kolasar, Korczak, 6-0 for the VGK.
Injury Law, Nevada's legal elite. Goals on goals here at the Fortress as the Golden Knights have a 6-0 lead after 40 minutes as we welcome you back inside T-Mobile Arena. Darren, you got to be happy about 6 goals, but more than that, 6 different goal scorers.
Fun for the team, fun here at the Fortress for the fans. Puck going to the back of the net, but again, from an evaluation standpoint, you're seeing a lot of good habits.
Yeah, fun for Zach Whitecloud as well. He's had assist on 3 of the 6 goals, and he's downstairs with Darren Millard.
I know it's only the preseason, but nice to see a few fall.
Yeah, I think I think for everyone, and more importantly, our home crowd. They come out and support us every night, and obviously we like to put on a show for them. So, getting lots of chances. Doing good things with pucks, applying some pressure, good forecheck on our forwards' part. And as D-man, we just got to get into spots where our forwards can get us some pucks and get them to the net, and our forwards are doing a good job of getting there. So,
you feeling it a little bit tonight? 3 helpers and a post?
This is my first game back in the Fortress, Darren. Hey.
So yeah, you are feeling it?
Absolutely. I mean, I think every one of us is feeling it. I think, some guys played in the last game here at home, and I was asking a few different guys, what the atmosphere was like, and you start to get jitters throughout the day here, sitting at home, and I had a tough day to get a nap in because I got to play in front of these fans again and play in this atmosphere and this arena, something special. So. Every night we come in here, try to put on a show, and trying to do everything I can to, create some offense and keep pucks out of my net.
Appreciate you spending some time with me.
Yeah, thanks, Darren. Looking good, too.
Thank you. He likes the suit. Up to Ashley, where Zach Whitecloud, by the way, coming off a career-high goals, number 8 last year. He's looking like he might challenge that this year.
He's looking like it, Darren. And D, you said it, it's that Fortress energy.
He said it right there. He wanted to play in front of the home crowd and put on a show. He's doing it. They're doing it. But Zach Whitecloud, we saw it last year. The elevation of his game in terms of just making the right plays, being able to do the right things offensively. I really like how the guys are getting inside, so there's rebounds to be had if you get there. They weren't consistent last year doing it. There's Cotter again. We saw Howden do it. Amadio getting to the net. And guys like Zach Whitecloud making the right play, getting pucks to the net, are going to be the benefactors of the assists.
One of the benefactors was Paul Cotter.
Paul Cotter was confident. It's like he goes, look at the lineup they're putting out there. We should be able to dominate. That was his mindset at 11 o'clock this morning. He's gone out there and done that, regardless of the opposition, but he's proving to do good habits of getting to the net, back checking, making plays. And as you said, he even made a play where they scored a goal when he was falling down on the board. And it's like, that's right there, going to the net, making that a habit, and always stopping and getting to the front of the net. That's going to catch a lot of people's attention, and then you have the production as well.
And that's what you've liked about every goal, Darren. Getting to the inside, get to the inside. That's what Darren's been saying this whole game. He couldn't be more excited. And speaking of exciting, we're going to have Lawless in order when we come back. 6-0 Golden Knights here at the Fortress.
Mom, are you okay?
I'm fine, honey. I just needed more oxygen. I also want you to know, when my time comes, you won't have to worry about the cost of my homegoing.
What do you mean?
I was able to get final expense insurance, so you'll have enough, even a little extra. I just called the Final Expense Network, and they approved me right over the phone for $25,000 of coverage. It was so easy. I didn't even need a medical exam.
I'm just glad you're okay. I love you, Mom.
The average funeral costs $10,000. If you're age 50 to 80, why worry? For as little as $1 a day, you can have peace of mind from the brand names you know and trust. Your rates will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and your policy can never be canceled. It's just one simple phone call. Knowledgeable people are standing by to help and answer all your questions. Call now, 800-238-9377. That's 800-238-9377.
Does shopping for bladder control products have you feeling like you need someone to be on the lookout for you? Now you have your privacy back. We're HDIS, and we home deliver bladder control products directly to you. We're always on the lookout for you. You get free shipping in plain, unmarked boxes. So your private matters?
Of COVID and the amount that the players were paid during that time, it's starting to creep up. This year, 82.5. Next year, 83.5. And then you can start to see it really start to climb over those final 2 years.
So what does this mean for the Vegas Golden Knights as we look ahead over the next 4 or 5 seasons?
Well, it's good news for Vegas. They have 4 players on expiring contracts at the end of this season, so they can manage that extra $1 million. They'll be fine. The next year they have 9 players on expiring contracts, 6 players, sorry. That'll go smooth because they'll have even more space, and then after that, they still have their core really locked in. They're going to have an opportunity to have a lot of cap space in the 3rd and 4th year of this little sequence.
Well, speaking of numbers, they are in for a very controversial ranking. Gambling.com used a facial recognition app to rank the NHL's most handsome coaches. Gary, what did it find?
Well, they did a list. They did 1 to 32, and you look at those first 3. Those are some pretty interesting choices. Derek Lalonde, his nickname amongst his friends is Uncle Fester. He's number 3, according to this thing. But the real kind of surprising number for me was our own Bruce Cassidy. He's a handsome man. He was 23rd. We caught up with him this morning.
Jay Woodcroft, is he number 1?
Number 1.
Daryl Sutter. Geez, I know Daryl. Daryl Lalonde. All right. But boy, I'm way down here. Julie's not going to be happy. Well, I'm not at the bottom, so that's good.
23. That's not fair. That's not accurate.
I was hoping I'd do better now that you mention it, but I got some work to do.
doing good things with pucks.
Leave it to you, Gary, to ask the new bench boss those hard-hitting questions.
Well, I was trying to, come to his defense. 23rd. I don't think that's terrible.
Well, don't worry, Julie. This was all done by a computer, not by real people. But it wasn't done by computers back in the 1980s when our very own Darren Elliott was number 6 on a list of the most handsome NHL players. What do you think about that stash? I think we should bring it back, Gary.
Yeah, well, that's very Sam Elliott-like, or maybe Tom Selleck. I'm surprised he didn't have Shane Knighty up there for that. Shane was voted in Atlanta when he played there one of the most sexiest people from Atlanta. So I'm just glad they're not doing broadcasters on this show, because I know where I'd finish.
No, I was going to say we might need to put all you guys in there. Any guesses on how the rankings would go?
I have guesses. I know exactly who would finish in the bottom spot.
Oh, don't talk about your partners like that, Gary. That's not very nice. Gary Lawless, ladies and gentlemen. This was Lawless Murder. The Vegas Golden Knights lead it 6-0 after 40.
All over the Avalanche, 6-0 as we get ready for the third period. Talking about the Golden Knights wanting to generate some more offense. Well, they checked that box pretty good tonight.
Yeah, they certainly have. Very opportunistic there in that first period of play, and then the second, you just like the pace better. Scored goals different ways, driving the net, off the forecheck, creating turnovers, puck support, just different ways. Those kind of areas Bruce Cassidy's looking for his team to evolve. They're able to do it, and they have a 6-0 lead here heading into the third.
Yeah, 6 different goal scorers for the Golden Knights so far in this game. Paul Cotter, one of those 6, picking up his second of the exhibition season. Egan Colasar with 1. Zach Whitecloud, 3 helpers. Logan Thompson played the first half of the game here against the Kings on Monday. Didn't allow anything. Same goes so far tonight. New goaltender for the Avalanche to begin the third. Jonas Johansson comes in for Alexander Georgiev. The Golden Knights got to him for 6. Stevenson, Colasar, and Cotter, along with Hutton and Korzak to begin the period. Puck sent in deep by Lucas Sedlak. And Thompson will play it around. Couch steers it down a little bit further. Stevenson, a little short feed into the middle. Colasar trying to protect the puck against Van de Sopel. Into the zone comes Megna. Slams the brakes on, looking for a trailer. And the Sopel put it on net. Thompson got the stop. Rebound into the middle, played out of danger by Colasar. Howden can't clear though. Smallman will send it down a little further. Hutton up the boards. Howden tips it out. Hunt rips it back in. Cormier for Amadio, and the Golden Knights push their way up ice. Amadio softly sending it down the wall. Jacobs wheeling it up through center. And now Megna. Howden the other way. Amadio and Hunt into the corner. Ranta pressured by Whitecloud, and Bocage will skate it out. Into the Vegas end. Ranta trying to work his way loose. Bocage flings it back. Englund will wrist it down a little bit further. Cormier has it. Now Amadio off the glass. And Lecision to the red line. Dumps it in. Bocage. Right in the stick of Jake Bischoff. Brabanitz breaks down the wing. And back onto the Runberry. Now a big drive from Bischoff. Missed the net.
Went off Lecision's stick in front.
McDonald will pick it up for Colorado and flip it out. Bischoff up ahead, and Lecision will send it in deep. Wholesale changes behind the play for Vegas. Korzak back to get it. Ahead of Maltsev. Morozov there too. The puck squirts up the wall. Olausen will send it down a little further. Hutton trying to win the battle, and he does against Sept. And Morozov backhands it to neutral ice. Right back in comes Foudy, not for long. Morozov there to shovel it back the other way. Hutton on the wing. Brisson backhands it up ahead. Quinney down the wall, pulls up, and a shake free from O'Connor. Brisson and Hunt there as well. On a heavy work in the corner. Quinney still in the battle. O'Connor there. Brisson keeps it alive for the Golden Knights. Hunt being chased by Morozov. Swings it to Count. Sedlak into the offensive zone with some speed. Cormier with an eye on him. And now here's White Cloud. It's an area that which Cassidy talked about this morning, Shannon, when it comes to Lucas Cormier trying to defend with his feet and with his stick. Not the biggest guy, but if you do it intelligently, you don't have to be the biggest guy anymore.
No, and Cassidy having coached some similar players, Corey Krug, Grzelcyk in Boston. Another guy he talked about, Jared Spurgeon in Minnesota. Those smaller defensemen that have really learned how to defend. Exactly how you said, moving their feet, good skaters, great defensive sticks.
Magna tips it down to Thompson, and he'll swing it to the wall. So Lucas Cormier's offensive ability have been very evident throughout his junior career in Quebec. Here's a look at Jonas Johansson coming on to play the third period. Spent some time with the Avalanche and the Florida Panthers last year. Went from Colorado to Florida on waivers, and then re-signed with the Avalanche in the offseason. And in net to play the third tonight.
Oh, he was perfect last game against the Golden Knights. Him and Georgiev split the first game of the preseason. Big goaltender at 6'6".
Some time early in his career with the Buffalo Sabres. Or a second-round pick of the Sabres back in, or third-round pick, excuse me, back in 2014, and tip into the goal mouth for Ben Myers to break the shutout attempt for Logan Thompson. First goal that Thompson's allowed in the exhibition season. Nice feed at the post. And the Avalanche on the board.
Oh, this little play back to the point. Good job getting to the middle of the ice. Quick shot, and I think it might be Bocage who is parked right in front. As Myers is coming in, I think it's Bocage who gets his stick on it, number 74 of the Avalanche. As they finally put one past Thompson. It's a 6-1 game.
That is Bocage. He had a goal the other day against the Golden Knights. Well, it's Bocage on the rebound to make it 6-1. And Korzak will play it up the wall. Amadio trying to filter it down. Out of the way by Middleton. Now Bocage will send it in from long range. Van de Soppel and Myers with the assists. On the goal by Bocage. Carlson in front to Howden, put it towards the net. And now back the other way, Olausen will dump it in.
Oh, great little play by Carlson in the front for Howden. Carlson goal and assist already in this game.
Hunt giving chase for Bandits in pursuit. And made offside on the Golden Knights. Just about 6 minutes gone now in the third period.
Oh, good chance for Brett Howden out front. Here's Carlson, little play. Great little pass to the front, gets past Jacobs, and there's the shot by Howden. And Johansson, the toughest shot he's faced so far as he stops Howden at point-blank range.
Yeah, the only shot that Johansson's faced so far in the period from the Golden Knights. Sedlak back inside his own zone. McDonald, O'Connor, ran into Cormier. Wycombe plays it up ahead, and Precision tipped that in. There's O'Connor behind the net. Count redirects it to Sedlak. Whitecloud hooked it away from him. And a whistle. 6-pack on Colorado.
Oh, it's always tough to play third when the game is that kind of far out of reach, but that's where you got to dig in, find a way here to have good habits in the third. Certainly here for a lot of these players still being evaluated.
Oh, Thompson just got some contact in front. Smallman for Colorado.
I think the stick of Smallman caught Thompson up high. Good to see Logan back up on his knees. Oh. Maybe a penalty on Bischoff for a cross-check. She cross-checked Smallman, and there's the stick that catches Thompson right in the neck.
Vegas penalty, number 45. 2 minutes. Interference.
You can see the penalty. And Smallman kind of unexpected. That one-timer, good readjustment by Whitecloud to quickly get into that shot lane. There's the play. You can see Whitecloud out, sideways, goes off his skate. Up and out of play.
Alex Bocage not shy about shooting it. 6 shots on goal to lead everybody. 9 attempts tonight. And the Colorado goal as Hutton snaps it all the way down the ice. Golden Knights were shorthanded 9 times in Denver the other night. It's only their 3rd shorthanded opportunity of this game. Olausen will send it in. And Pahal to the back glass. Hutton for Carlson. Little redirect to Pahal and snaps it all the way down.
Well, nice play by Carlson. That's all about communication. Pahal calling for that puck, just taps it back. Able to clear it the length of the ice.
And Korzak flings it down. Getting late on the power play for Colorado. Olausen gains the line. And now Ranta sends it across for England. Olausen a wrist shot. Save Thompson. Broke off into the corner. 2 shots for the Avalanche on the power play. Bischoff out of the box. And the puck out to center ice. Ranta turns it up ice. For 3 years collegiately at the University of Minnesota. Whitecloud behind his own net. Upper head for Cotter. Now Cormier to the Colorado end. Middleton back to get it with Cotter. Sedlak moves it up ahead for Kaut. 2-on-3 for the Avalanche. Pahal back on it. Swings it around for Cormier. Lead pass to Kolasar, who snaps it back to Pahal. And he'll send it in from the red line. Van de Sompel there for the Avalanche. Couldn't get it out. Morozov with a wrist shot, and Johansson got a piece of that with a stick. With 10:20 to go in the 3rd period. Pretty good look for Ivan Morozov.
Well, Morozov trying to look short side. Nice little play off a turnover on the wall. Gonna walk it to that middle. He's past the defender. That's a good save by Johansson. Tough to pick up as it comes through. So Morozov, kind of a tough year last year for him in Russia. When he said he was going to come over to play North America, they kind of teams didn't really want him around. But year before in St. Petersburg had a real good season as a 20-year-old. Trying to get that confidence and back to playing again here and adjust. There's an adjustment period for these players that come over here for the first time and used to the pace, the speed, smaller ice.
A couple of years ago, Ivan Morozov led all players under the age of 20 playing in the KHL and scoring. And as you mentioned, he wasn't going to re-sign in the KHL. Decided Russia wouldn't allow him to play in the Olympics. Sent him basically to a tier 2 level over there in Sochi. Real tough year kind of on and off the ice for Morozov. Straight away, Bischoff offside. Couldn't quite keep that in at the blue line. So 9:34 to go in the 3rd, and the Golden Knights.
There's a lot to talk about during the season.
checking in at number 23 behind the likes of James Woodcroft, who was number 1. Paul Maurice rounding out the top 5. Now, if Bruce Cassidy wants any advice on how to climb higher on this ranking, maybe check in with Shane Knighty, who was once voted one of Atlanta's best looking people.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
When were you, what is it, the top 50 Atlantonians?
I'm not even going to say it. Most beautiful Atlantonians.
Most beautiful. Who voted on that?
I have no idea. I'm glad we brought that up, though.
Millard didn't have a vote. No, I didn't have a vote.
I know, you guys wouldn't have voted in my favor.
The misguided people of Atlanta had votes.
It's a long time ago.
We were like
16, 17 years ago.
You were like, you were in a magazine or something?
That was before high definition.
Things have gone downhill since.
And high def black and white back then. Well, congratulations on being one of the 50 most beautiful Atlantans.
Something like that.
Back in 2006? Something like that?
Something like that.
It was Middleton. Bruce Cassidy, 23rd. He wasn't too aggressive.
I don't know who voted on that. I love that Daryl Sutter's number 2.
The bitter beer face all the time, right? There's Cotter. Puck loose on the wall for Cormier, trying to keep it in. As Bocage throws it in from the neutral zone. The Golden Knights with a 5-goal lead. And Cormier at the wheel. White Cloud. Matteo. Looking for a trailer. They'll snap it across. Here's Korczak with a wrist shot. Deflected wide. Now Matteo back to Korczak. Matteo again. Shot. And Johansson there to cover it up. He'll hold for the whistle. Well, since we're into just handsome devils, how about this photo?
Is that Tom Selleck?
So Darren goes to Cornell, which I could never get into an Ivy League, so I'm impressed with that. But like, who voted on this situation? The hockey news circa 1985, as you see there. I told him he should bring the stash back. He's get the full beard now.
I think he should bring just the stash. Well, soon it'll be November.
That's right. Exactly right. Icing on the Avalanche.
I can maybe convince him for that month.
Imagine him back in the day playing first at Cornell, then playing in LA with the Kings. For that look. What a handsome devil.
Yes. All right, let's move on to
the Forum Club in LA.
Oh, that
right in his wheelhouse back then. For a young lad. As the puck goes into the Colorado bench.
I'd love to see more pictures of you and Millard.
Yeah.
From your loss to you.
Maybe burn those.
Bruce Cassidy has to be happy with the way they've been able to generate and create offense here in this game. It's kind of the one element he felt was the next step. And a real good job again defensively. 1 goal here on Logan Thompson. A lot of those shots, though, really taking care of the middle, a lot of outside shots, which affects his goalies to save. Thompson has. The only beat him was a rebound in tight by Bocage.
That's something that Bruce Cassidy talked about. He'd like his team defensively to be predictable, as in the goaltending for the most part is going to know where the shots come from, which they would take it from the outside all night long. As Hansen covers here. Talk a little bit, Shane. So I've heard a lot about this layered approach they're taking in the defensive zone. What's that mean?
I think a lot of it is communication, right? Rather than chasing man-on-man, you'll see it. A lot of guys go behind the net. They'll switch off. They won't chase up the wall. It's in layers. You'll switch off players, and then, you want to be quick to defend. One guy's in. If the opposition rolls off, somebody's right there as that second layer. Makes it harder to get to that middle ice.
You've got to trust the guy beside you.
And the more they play it, and I think, something that they've talked about, it's not going to, it's been good, but it's going to take a little while to get better and better at where everybody knows. And I think, as you said, I think the best word is predictable. They can be predictable how they play as a team when it comes to their own end to defending, and then The other part of his game is, okay, now let's create offense. Let's be on the puck. How to get to the middle of the ice. Score different ways.
Hey, Bruce Cassidy's teams in Boston were top 4 in the league in goals against all of his 5 full seasons with the Bruins. And trying to bring some of that success to Vegas. Bischoff with a wrist shot for the point got tipped wide. And you'd wonder if that's even more important right now with this team. They do not have a proven number one, that's been able to, with NHL experience over the course of their careers, whoever they end up turning to in net.
Yeah. Oh, and to make it a lot more comfortable, like I said, if they know how they play.
Precision shot. Johansson got a piece of it. Wraparound chance, and then Grabanitz point blank. Johansson kicked that away. Good work by Precision. And then Grabanitz on the second chance, right in the crease. Ranta back in. Ridden to the backboards by Cormier. Cotter gains the line, and he'll shovel it to the corner. Colasar trying to work his way loose. Now Hunt. And Hunt took a hit from Cotter. Jacobs throws it in. 5:25 to go in the third. Cormier dishing it off for White Cloud. Stevenson turns into the offensive end. Trying to get by England. He does. And centered it, score! Looked like that may have gone in off of McDonald. Right in front for Colorado. Chandler Stevenson. Backhanded it in front of the net. And the Golden Knights with their 7th of the night.
Well, let's take a look at our Las Vegas Athletic Club instant replay. Nice little move by Stevenson on the outside, cuts in. And this is an attempted pass to the front of the net. It's going to go off the defenseman McDonald of the Avalanche, but great strength by Stevenson. That long stick, there's that centering attempt looking for Howden. It goes off the skate of McDonald and past Johansson for the 7th of the game.
7 goals in a preseason game. 7 different goal scorers for the first time in an exhibition game in the Golden Knights history. 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third. Howden, Carlson, and Amadio on the ice looking for more. Long wrist shot from Borzak, gloved by Johansson. Here's like the lamp. Chandler Stevenson, the most recent of those 7 from White Cloud, and Cormier 14-49. Zach White Cloud's 4 assists tonight.
It's been very good, and you know what, playing with Cormier, the two of them have moved the puck well, and kind of joked about this morning. He said, well, the way he moves, I just look to get the puck to him. He said he skates so well, and it's been a good combination tonight. Everybody's got involved here on the offensive end of things.
Avalanche made a push earlier in the period. They were out shooting the Golden Knights 7-1 in the first 9 minutes. Since then, it's 7-zip for the VGK. Morozov backhands it in. Quinny. Now Bischoff. The Hall at the point. Middleton will jam it up the boards. And now Bischoff has it. The Hall up ahead of Brisson. And Bischoff sends it in from long range. Avalanche push their way to center ice. Anton Bleed gains the line, but not for long. Grabanitz on the counterattack with Precision. Brad Hunt back on it. Brad Hunt with the Vancouver Canucks. Last year, previous couple of seasons with the Minnesota Wild. Previous 2+ years with the Wild for Brad Hunt. Hutton. And he'll sweep it in. Hunt plays it up the wall. Now Cormier coming up on 3 minutes to go. And the puck up ice for Stevenson. Driving wide, drops it back for Cotter. Whitecloud to Cormier straight away. Wrist shot and a save, Johansson. He'll hold it. Pretty good opportunity for Lucas Cormier.
You see it play. His second game has settled in a little bit more. He starts to understand those parts of his game he can get at this level. And I think it's important for young players to build on that. And certainly you can see the skill that this defenseman has. Talked about his numbers. He's got a couple of assists. Used to putting up the points.
33 goals. Now that part of his game is evident.
He's had a real strong game here tonight. Great example of that last little play, his skating ability to move the puck.
Whitecloud wristing it wide of the net. Now Whitecloud and Olausen. After tonight, Golden Knights will have 4 more of these preseason tune-ups. First shot from and the Soppel, handled by Thompson. And he'll hold it with 1:58 to go. Said, speaking of the rest of the preseason schedule, we will take a peek at what is left for the Golden Knights before the games start for real on the 11th of October in Los Angeles. Friday night, San Jose Sharks are in town, and Golden Knights will have a little team building over the weekend in Montana. And the Coyotes at T-Mobile, and of course the Kings in Salt Lake. And the Coyotes in Boise, Idaho, to wrap up the preseason schedule. We were saying, Shane, it'll be a treat for us for the first time to have the home opener.
They've not called the home opener yet.
No, national television has taken it the first 5 years, but we'll have that for you on October the 13th. Chicago Blackhawks in town. Middleton leaves it across for O'Connor. And now, and the Soppel. For O'Connor. Bouncing puck down low, and O'Connor taken down on the player, hooked on the play by Pahal. Oh, power play for the Avs in the final minute.
Yeah, Pahal with penalty box. O'Connor just kind of got a step behind the net.
Vegas penalty number 94, minor, hooking.
So late penalty kill here for Vegas. Here's a look at the call as Pahal gets that stick right into the midsection of O'Connor as he attempts that wraparound.
So the Avalanche chance on the power play. You know, it's interesting, Shane, we were talking to Bruce Cassidy this morning, and you asked him about, you know, is there a number of games for a veteran player, you know, to get themselves geared up for the season? He said, conventional wisdom is they don't need as much. He said, that might not be the case as you get older. You might need 3 or 4. Wrist shot from the line, turned away by Thompson, and he stopped the rebound on O'Connor with a good stop. Whitecloud will play it up ice for Ronberg. Ronberg's wrist shot, and Johansson took that away. The veteran guys for the Avalanche haven't played at all yet in the preseason, but, you know, for them, I'm sure it feels like their last season just ended.
Every guy can be different, but yeah, you mentioned, you know, the older you get, maybe you need some more reps to kind of get into that game action. And, you know, I'm certainly, you know, if I was to guess the number, I think a lot of those veteran guys think 3 might be the number of games they want to get in. And certainly got to allow enough for evaluation to see, you know, and allow competition.
Jack Eichel and Phil Kessel get into a game the other night, as did Riley Smith. Mark Stone will play one of the next two for Vegas. One final save for Logan Thompson, and it's a 7-1 win for the VGK. They do it in convincing fashion. Logan Thompson going the distance, finishing with 23 saves. And the Golden Knights win it in a rout. Scored twice in the first, 4 times in the second. Added one more in the third to take care of the Avalanche here. The Golden Knights, their first taste of victory in the preseason.
Your Vegas Golden Knights, 7.
There's 7 different goal scorers for the Golden Knights in this game. Chandler Stevenson rounded it out, and the Golden Knights win this one going away over Colorado. We said, Shane, the Golden Knights have liked a lot of what they've tried to implement and what they've done defensively. They wanted some more offense, and they certainly got that tonight.
Well, they did, and they got it early. I think that helped. You know, you look at that first period, they had a good start, but they didn't have a ton of shots, just 5 shots on goal, but a great play by Zach Whitecloud, who had 4 assists in this game. Great play to Carlson to open up. Quinney just pressure on the puck. They scored different ways. I think that's what's important, too. They're able to find different ways to score goals. This time, just a shot to the net, inside position, and Matty who gets the rebound. Another great play by defenseman. This time, Pahal finding Connor with a great pass and a redirect. More pressure and a forecheck. Created turnover. Kolasar gets it to the net. Just seemed everybody was on board. Barzak, great little hesitation by the young defenseman there to get that shot away low, and then Chandler Stevenson, a real good effort, and I guess a little luck as that banks off an Avalanche defenseman's skate, but feels good for them. And they did that without losing the defensive details in that side of their game here tonight. 24 shots on a goal against. Logan Thompson was solid, made the saves he needed to. You know, they got one by him as a rebound, bang, bang play, tough play for a goalie, but they didn't have a lot of great